This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'd like to be joined by Light and Lee McGregor today. Lee, first and foremost, how are you, my friend? Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. Look, a lot's happened since you and I last spoke. It's been a bit of an up and
Yeah.
down period for yourself, it's safe to say. You've had your European title shot sort of fall through twice due to COVID. What's the last couple of months been like? How do you sum up what you've sort of been through in that time?
Yeah, no, it's been challenging. It's definitely been mentally challenging as well as physically. But I've stayed in the gym. I've stayed on it, and I'm I'm feeling good. I've not took my foot off the gas. I've stuck to it with everything, and it's looking like my sacrifices are eventually going to pay off because we seem to be Um, we've seemed to finally have a date, and fingers crossed it can definitely go ahead this time.
You know, you had to deal with it the first time when you tested positive for COVID, when it was set for November. It got pushed back. Then January boxing got sort of put on the back burner once again. Was that the one thing that was sort of keeping you going, knowing that it's the inevitable, it's going to happen eventually, I am going to have my European title shot? Was that always in the back of your head?
Yeah, no, it was. Of course, it's always been in the back of my head, and like I've kept saying, it's just delaying the inevitable. But it was getting to the stage where I was really like, come on, can like once fair enough, twice, and then yeah, it was sickening. It was hard. It was challenging, but I've got the right people, the right team around me. They kept me on track, and I've stuck to the plan, and I've just used these delays to improve myself as a fighter even more. So as much as it's been frustrating for myself, it's going to be a blessing. It's been a blessing, and it's going to be worth it. When my hand gets raised and I put on a career best performance in a couple of weeks' time.
Let's talk about it then, because it will be announced by the time this interview goes out. You have finally got that day, February 6th, I believe it is, out in Dubai. You are going to be challenging for the European title finally. Tell us all about it and how excited you are to finally have that locked in, ready to go, this European title shot.
Oh, absolutely buzzing. Honestly, I really am. And what better place as well out there in Dubai? It's something slightly different for myself. It'll be a different experience, but job stays the same. I've prepared really hard for this. I've never prepared for a fight like this in my life. As I've always said, I always prepare for all my fights with 100% effort. Been no different this time, and it's just I've had more time. I've been training for this fight since September. By the time the fight comes around, it'll be February. So it's been a long time preparing for this fight, and I feel like I'm performing so well. The best I ever have been performing in the gym. I've improved so much in the past 6 months, and I cannot wait to show everyone come fight night.
Now, Lee, you've been training through Christmas. You've been, making those sacrifices to make sure you were ready for this came around. One thing that strikes me from keeping an eye on your social media and stuff like that is when you're away and maybe camp's getting tough or you're making those sacrifices, how big an incentive family is for you. How much does providing for your little one and those around you drive you on to keep going when, you're working through Christmas and you're staying ready for moments like this?
100%. That's what I mean. It's mad what can happen in this game and world as we know. 1 minute you can be it's a couple of days ago, say a week ago or something. I was feeling a bit like where do we go from here? Like that's two fights fell through, two I'm not going to say wasted, but two long training grueling camps. With no end result, no fight. It just felt like a waste, but definitely wasn't because I'm like I said, I've improved and learned so much in that space of time. But I just mean in terms of the pain being away and not seeing my family and the sacrifices over Christmas, no enjoying my Christmas, no having a Christmas dinner, New Year, all these things which I don't mind doing. It's my lifestyle and I've chose for this lifestyle, but sickening when you don't get that end reward. But I'm finally it's proven that it's going to be worth it, and I will get that end reward in February. But it's yeah, like you say, that this is what drives me on. My family, providing for them, and my daughter, the most important thing that's ever happened to me. She's my world. So anything I do and everything I do is for her. And yeah, like I put my body through what I do, and you could say put your life on the line when you step through them ropes, and it's all worth it when you see the smile on her face. And really, I believe this is the start of really exciting things for me in my career and in my life in general. I feel like after this fight, a lot of things and a lot of changes are going to be happening in my life, and it's a life-changing fight for me. This it really is. I win this fight, and I'm on the verge of world title shots. So I've prepared like my life depends on it, and there's just no way I'll be denied winning that European title.
That's going to be my next question. Is that where the mind of Lee McGregor goes if you win this European title in February? Is that immediately the next thought? Okay, with European title done. Are you then interested on trying to pursue world level from there this year?
Well, listen, I've got the best team around me possible. Honestly, MTK and Ben, my trainer as well. Like I couldn't ask for a better team to guide me and give me the right fights and be the most prepared I can be under Ben, and which I will be. And obviously, full focus is on this fight completely. It's a very hard fight, and I'm in a real tough, good fighter. So I'm not really looking ahead of that, but at the same time, I know it is life changing. And when I do come through this, which I'm confident I will, there is going to be big things on the horizon for me, and I just need to stay patient. I think there's big plans for me, but obviously, I need to win. I need to win in February. I need to win this fight in 2 weeks, and like I've said, like I keep saying, I'm prepared so hard, and I'm just not be denied. There's no way I'm going to be denied. He's going to be in for a real tough long night if he's wanting to keep that belt. And I just can't see him. I just can't see him doing that.
Now, Lee, even from the amateurs, you had an unbelievable following up there in Scotland. I was there at your pro debut. I mean, a lot of your fights, they always make so much noise, they always bring it. Have you thought about what it's going to be like to not have them there in their hundreds and even in the thousands cheering you on?
Oh, it's going to be weird. It's going to be strange. I'm absolutely devastated because, like you say, I bring an army with me no matter where I am, and it would be the same if I was allowed crowds and stuff in Dubai. I don't know the situation over there, but it's not going to be the same as what it would ever be. So sickening because yeah, they go anywhere I go, they come. So it's just one of them things that I'm going to have to overcome and deal with. I'm a professional, and I will deal with that, and I'm sure they'll all be in the numbers back home wherever they may be and still backing me to the help. So no difference there. I'll still be the full focus, fully focused, and I'll still get that job done. And it'll just make it even more sweeter when I return home to Edinburgh with that blue belt.
Now, Lee, you have been a big bantamweight for some time, ever since I first saw you as a professional.
Yeah,
The back-to-back camp's not ideal for anybody trying to manage
yeah,
that weight,
exactly. Yeah.
etc. How are you feeling at bantamweight? How long do you think you have left at bantamweight as well?
It's crazy to be honest because a lot of people say that to me, and it's like the more time goes on, the more I'm learning and the more I am becoming experienced. And obviously now when we're joining Ben, he's opened my eyes so much, and I've got new guys on board on my team now, helping out with nutrition, covering every single area. So I'm actually making the weight the best I ever have been, and it's crazy because I've been professional 3 years now, and this fight will probably be the most comfortable I've ever made. I've ever made bantamweight. Just due to probably being a bit more disciplined. I always have been disciplined, but I always use the same what Ben uses is you don't know what you don't know, and it's true. I thought I was doing things right. I was completely wrong. Um, I'm definitely 100% doing things right now. I think at the weigh-in will prove that, and then fight night will prove that as well. I feel like I'm not in any rush to be moving up or anything. I'll get my opportunity, I believe, for a world title at some point. If that may be this year, then I'm confident that I'll win my first world title at bantamweight, whenever that may be. And my goal is to become a multiple weight world champion. I'm not in this game just to be a world champion, and that's it. I want to win world titles at multiple weights, and I've got the frame 100% to do so. So, and I think that's what's Ben and my team and all that are excited for about me is my size, and we can go right up through the weights and do big things hopefully.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, Lee, you are returning to Dubai. I saw you were there in December. Spend a bit of time with some boxing royalty. Prince NASEEM Hamed. I saw the
Yeah.
photos. I saw how awestruck you were at times being around Nas. He was watching you train. You were having dinner with him. What's that like, being around a British legend like that? That must have been unbelievable.
Oh, unbelievable, amazing. I just had to pinch myself. Honestly, I really do. Sometimes, a lot of the times I do actually with the company I've been mixing it with recently, and I was just so grateful to be over there, living it up in Dubai. Obviously, we were. What had happened was the first date was meant to be November, wasn't it? I was meant to fight for the European title in November, um, and I was booked to go to Dubai anyway for after the fight, hoping that it would be a little celebration, a little break, recharge your batteries, and come and get ready to go again after the year. Obviously, things changed, and I still had the trip booked, and we made the best out of a bad situation. And Ben ended up booking up, and we all went out there as a team, and it meant that I didn't have to lose my trip. Wasn't the trip I was expecting and looking forward to, because I was looking to go out there and enjoy some food and just have a little rest and recover. And that wasn't the case. It ended up turning into a training camp where the diet was back on point, everything like that. So, but yeah, like, it was amazing to meet Nas and be alongside him watching me training. He became a fan after one pad session, and he seemed to really like what he had seen, and I think potentially he's still over there now. And oh, I would love to have him ringside watching me become European champion in 2 weeks. And he knew I was fighting for it, and he was very, very confident that I was going to win the fight. So fingers crossed we can get him there ringside, and that would be amazing, definitely.
Was there anything at all that Nas said to you that stuck by you while you spending time with him?
He did say a few things, to be honest. It was just one of the things was he, like a lot of people, he couldn't believe the size of me for a bantamweight. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe how hard I was punching. He really, really did rate me, and I was a bit like, I've never really been starstruck or anything like that, but like I was taken back a bit by that, and he didn't make me feel like that at all. It was more like he was the fan. He was so like he was so pleased with what he was seeing. I was so privileged to be in his company, and the fact that he was giving me the exact same vibe. We were on the same vibe. It was like he was like I was Naz and he was me, the way he was acting. So, but yeah, no, there was just he was always just one of the ones that was like, listen, everything happens for a reason. You're in this position because you've got yourself into that position, and I truly believe that as well. You know, I've worked hard and I've took risks early on in my career, and this is why I am potentially going to be British, Commonwealth, and European champion within 10 fights at such a young age. It's a very impressive thing to do. The job not done yet, but I'm preparing so hard for it, and I will make sure I do get that job done.
Now, Lee, from one Scotsman to another, your good mate Josh Taylor's been in the headlines the last few days, not only talking about the Jose Ramirez fight, which we're all expecting, but he's been called the name of Teofimo Lopez as well. What do you make of that? If Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez meet, an absolutely huge fight, what's your thoughts on the fight? Do you think it's a good fight for Josh?
Josh, Josh is the best of us, 140-pounder in the world, like without a doubt in my mind. And I really think he's going to dispatch off Ramirez very, very comfortably. I think he's going to make a big statement in that fight. I think he'll do the same to Lopez, and obviously I have chats with Josh on that as well, and I agree with him. I feel like Lopez, unbelievable win. Don't get me wrong, like beating him pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. But I just feel like he's starting to like get a bit ahead of himself. And like, remember, Lomachenko's really a featherweight. Do you know what I mean? Like, Josh is a huge super lightweight, and I think that what happened with Lopez and Lomachenko, why Lopez was victorious was because he was too big and strong, and that I think that'll be the case if he was to fight Josh. Josh would just be physically too big, too strong for him. But again, amazing fights. These are the fights boxing fans want to see. And yeah, like these are the kind of fights I want to be a part of as well. Obviously, all going well, I want to win this fight and become European champion, and I'll be right on my management team, trying my very best to be as I've done. And from the very start of my career, I've been building my career off of Josh, learning off him, building my platform off him, and I want to keep doing that. And we're the same management, same trainer. I'm sure me and him together will do big things for Scottish boxing.
You put it perfectly there. You've sort of followed the blueprint laid out by Josh. You've been moved quick. You started with that Commonwealth title. You're very much on track as he was at that stage of his career.
I'm gonna try and beat him and win a world title before him. Now I'm joking. The thing with Josh was, Josh is had a much bigger amateur background than what I did. Also, he was a bit older, so they could afford to sort of rush him a bit. Like with me, I'm young, so there's no rush with me. But at the same time, with how quickly I am progressing, it's looking like that I could. Well, I have done so far. I've matched him with the Commonwealth, and I've won the British, now potentially the European. So it's mad how quickly me and him have done things, and we've got a little bit like between us. If I win this fight and then he obviously goes on to beat Ramirez, like between me and him, same gym, same stable, we'll all won every single belt in boxing, like that you can win from the very beginning, like British, Commonwealth, European, and every single world title between us. Obviously, he's got the main ones, but I'll be bringing the British and European because they're the two he never won. And then obviously all the rest is every world title you'll have: British, Commonwealth, European. I think that's amazing for two Scottish lads as well, and to be a part of the same gym and same management team. It just shows you with hard work anything is possible.
You know Josh as well as anyone, as you mentioned, friends, gym mates, been around each other for years. You've learned a lot from him by your own admission. What is it about Josh's mentality, especially, take his boxing ability away, what is it about his mentality that sets him apart from the rest of these guys?
I see myself, me and Josh, so similar in so many ways. And I think one of the main ones is fearless. No fear. Like, we don't care. Like, I'm the same. I think, I don't know if it's just this, what I seen his little interview going about the other day. Like, we're mad Scotsmen. We'll fight anybody. And it's true. Like, us Scots are tough as nails, and it's going to take a lot to stop us. And I think that's just we're very similar that way. Never had it easy coming up. You know, like we've come from rough schemes in Edinburgh, and well, he was pressing pans, and we've just basically come from nothing, and we want it so bad, and I don't think we've got any quit in us whatsoever, and that's why we're getting the results we're getting. But Josh is just obviously on a different level just now, and I can't wait for his big fight. Is it's going to be announced soon, and I can't wait to see it, to be honest.
Well, Lee, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. What I will say is, third time lucky, European title shot for everyone.
Yep.
Sending messages of support and getting behind you and wishing they could come out to Dubai to watch it as well. What would you say to those people ahead of February 6th?
I just want to say thanks very much for all the messages. I've had a lot of messages over the past couple of months through Christmas and all that. Like, a lot of people showing their support, and been a bit obviously gutted for me as well with the fights falling through, just giving me positive messages to stay on it, and that's exactly what I've done. And I just want to say to them, enjoy the fight. I'm going to be in there. I'm still going to feel like you're all behind me, and I'll leave everything in that ring. There's no way that I'll be denied from bringing that belt back home. Tune in, and it's going to be a big night, a big fight, and one that I'm confident that I'll win. And then hopefully we can get back and get either defence or challenge for more big titles with my army behind me in the arena.
All right, Lee, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with everything. I'm sure we'll catch you closer to the fight as well. Always a pleasure. Take care, mate.